What's up, everybody? David here, and welcome to part one of my Frankenstein series, where I unpack the history, theory, and all around interesting aspects of the film adaptations of Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's 1818 Gothic classic, Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus. This section is titled Lugosi's Vision. Now, if you're not laughing yet simply based on that title, then that means you haven't heard this story, and I implore you to continue watching this video. You will understand by the end of this. To begin, let's look at Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's original text. In both the 1818 and the revised 1831 text, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, through a series of ghastly experiments, manages to succeed in creating life. What he creates in the novel, what we shall refer to as the creature or Frankenstein's creature in these videos for simplicity's sake, is quite a bit different from the creature that we see in the various film adaptations. We'll get into many of these differences over the course of these videos, but for now we will focus on the Frankenstein creature as depicted by Bela Lugosi. Yes, that Bela Lugosi. In 1931, Todd Browning's Universal Pictures adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula made an overnight star out of Lugosi. Born Bela Blasko, the actor had already achieved stardom in his native Hungary and had been playing the title character in the 1927 stage adaptation. The film adaptation of Dracula was his Hollywood debut. While Dracula is what he is known for, many don't know that Lugosi was also cast in that year's second Universal picture based on a Gothic classic, Frankenstein. Stories differ on exactly how Lugosi left the project. What is known for sure is that the scheduled director Robert Florey was replaced at the last minute by James Whale, and the part of the creature went to the then unknown actor Boris Karloff. Universal claimed that they had dropped Lugosi due to concerns of confusing audiences. Lugosi claimed that he turned the role down due to the narrative differences from Shelley's novel, which turned the creature into a lumbering mute. Allegedly, Lugosi told off producers by quipping, "I was a star in my country, I won't be a scarecrow in this one." After Karloff's success in several Frankenstein films, Lugosi eventually made his debut in the series. The character of Fritz, Victor Frankenstein's assistant, and an original character written specifically for the first film, was rewritten as Igor, with Lugosi portraying him in 1941's Son of Frankenstein and again in 1942's Ghost of Frankenstein. In the latter film, the film ends with Igor's brain being transplanted into the creature's body, setting the scene for Lugosi to finally make his debut as the creature in 1943's Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Alright, here's where things get a little weird. So Igor's brain is now implanted in the body of the creature. Bela Lugosi is finally making his debut as the creature, and what a debut he makes. From a plot standpoint, during the procedure that transports Igor's consciousness into the creature's body at the end of Ghost of Frankenstein, the creature is rendered blind. This is explained very easily. Igor and the creature have incompatible blood types. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman continues from the previous film, now with Lugosi as the creature. In the third act, when the creature is once again revived, he begins fighting the Wolfman, successfully destroying the laboratory while attempting to destroy each other. The creature is still blind. He lumbers stiffly with outstretched arms, just as Lugosi imagined a blind person might as they feel around. Here, if you look closely, Lugosi even plays the character with his eyes shut. Prior to release, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman was screened for production staff. The audience laughed as Lugosi delivered his lines as the creature in a thick Hungarian accent. His performance was so hilariously unbelievable that director Roy William Neill made the decision to excise all of Lugosi's lines, replacing them with dubbed-over grunting. The effect of this decision, made without considering any inconsistencies this might cause, would create a legacy for the creature's character that would remain forever. As the character was now mute, exactly what Lugosi had feared when he was cast in the first adaptation, all his lines explaining the blindness were removed. Audiences were left with a lumbering monster with his arms outstretched, grunting grotesquely, and had no idea that Lugosi was playing him blind. It was here that the Frankenstein Walk was born. I'd like to say that this was the low point of Bela Lugosi's career. Unfortunately, I can't. Lugosi would go on to reprise his role as Dracula in 1948's horror comedy Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Even by this point, the Frankenstein Walk had become a central aspect of parodies of the character, and there would be a lot of them. Lugosi, in full Dracula garb, was forced to watch with disgust on set as the comedy duo performed the Frankenstein Walk in satire. Unfortunately, by this point, he might not have cared. Lugosi was already fully in the grip of an eventually fatal addiction to morphine. He died in 1956. This is the story of how the Frankenstein Walk was born, a series of events that created a fundamental aspect of a character that is so ubiquitous in our culture. Luckily today, Boris Karloff will always be Frankenstein's creature, and Bela Lugosi is remembered first and foremost as the quintessential Count Dracula. But, once upon a time, things could have been much different.